Hey everybody, this is Kaboom, and I just want to say thank you to Frogger for jumping in to help me out with this demonstration. This is the brand new elevator system that I've been working on and designing. I'll show you guys how it works, but this thing will stop on floors, nice and precise, and I think this is a really fun build overall. So, Frogger, can you go to door 3, please? Nice. Can you wave to us? Can you do an emote? Alright, go ahead and jump back on and go down to floor 2. Awesome. Can you dance? Okay, now can you go to floor 4? Awesome, thank you so much. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. I wanted to show off the precision of this elevator and its ability to stop on each level. In this video, I'm going to break it down into 3 chapters. Chapter 1 will be the build of this, basically a step-by-step tutorial that will allow you to build this in your world. Step 2 is going to be talking about some of the science that I've learned through this build, with the medium wheels and with the small wheels. And then chapter 3 will be taking a look at this build here. This build is by Bakinico. I will not be showing a step-by-step. I will have a link to the original video on their channel. Highly recommend going over there, subscribing to their channel if you enjoy toy builds, and let them know that Kaboom sent you, and I want to encourage them to continue to do great builds like this. But when I rebuilt this in my world, I did run into a few issues, and I want to just show you guys some tips and tricks so that you can build this in your own world and not struggle with the things that I struggled with. With that all being said, I also have to throw out the disclaimer, and I need to give credit to Haskins for this. As of the current build, as of today, and this version of LEGO Fortnite, this build works in my world and is subject to change and fine-tuning in your world due to any hot fixes or changes that LEGO Fortnite makes to the game. And so with that being said, let's jump into the build. Okay, for this build, we're going to start off with a flat area. We're just going to put down these 16 by 16 by 2s. And then at this point, whatever material you've decided to use for your build, for me, I'm going to use the beachy set. So I'm going to grab the beachy floors, and I'm going to go ahead and place those down now. Now we're going to grab these 4 by 16 by 2 foundational pieces, and we're going to put them down wherever we plan on putting our elevator in. After that, we're going to grab an 8 by 16 by 2 small foundation and make sure it is centered perfectly on these. So we are going to grab a 2 by 8 by 12 wall, and we're going to put that on, and we want to leave a space between the bottom of this foundation plate and the wall, so you want a little bit of a gap there. The reason why you need that gap is so that it doesn't attach to this small foundation down below. After that, grab a 2 by 2 by 12 corner. Then we're going to grab a 2 by 16 by 12 wall. Back to the corner. 2 by 8 by 12 wall. Corner. Corner. And now we're going to grab a 2 by 4 by 12 wall, and we're going to put one on both sides. If you're in survival at this point, you're going to want to grab some stairs. We're going to put the roof on. Be sure that the stairs never touch this or hit this. If it attaches, it will be a problem. It can pop all your wheels off or your balloons, or it can just move this. And if this thing gets moved, it's going to be a real difficult situation to put the wheels on, and you'll have to start over. Now you're going to grab an 8 by 4 by 1 floor, and we're going to fill this in across the back. Now we're going to grab an 8 by 2 by 1, put 2 of those in, and now grab a 12 by 2 by 1 and fill in the rest of your roof like that. Now we're going to go back to the 8 by 2 by 1, and we're going to put the floor in here. Once we got that covered, we're going to come up here. We're going to line a floor up with the bottom of our wall. And then we're going to put 2 floors in like that. I think that makes that look really nice. Now we're going to grab our medium power wheels and we're going to crouch. Actually, let me get rid of the wheels. If you can see this right here, the little dot, you can see my little dot there. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this line right here is the middle, and that's gonna help you in lining these tires up. All right, so we're gonna line the tire up so it's just above the bottom of the wall, and then we're gonna move one over to the left in place. Then we're gonna find center again, and we're gonna go one to the right. Then we're gonna find center again and go one to the left, and that looks great actually. The thing though you want to always remember is you have to have a space here. If your tires are touching each other, this will not work. Also, we have 2 tires on this side, so on the other side we're going to have the 1 tire across from it. So that really helps with the elevator going up and down. So let's go over there. We're going to look at this and then go to the other side. All right, so we know that we need to put this one to the left, come back to center, go to the right, come back to center, and go to the left. So I'm gonna go ahead and fly here just to show you, but you can see you got 2 wheels there, and you got 1 wheel there, and on the back you got 2 wheels, and over here on the back you got 1 wheel. So that is the configuration that you want to be sure that you have these wheels in. It'll help out a lot. Okay, now that that's done, this comes to my favorite part of the build, where I will remind you not to put anything connecting to this because it will pop your tires off. So now we're going to come in here, we're going to move this out till it turns green, and then we're going to go 1 more space to us, and then we're going to move to the tires until they turn red, and then we're going to back it out until it's green. And now we're going to repeat that on the other 3 sides. Okay, now we have all 4 pillars in. Nothing's popped, looks good. Now we're going to go ahead and add an extra pillar next to it. So they should be 2 wide. Okay, now at this point in the build, you have to decide how high you want this to go. You could take this all the way up to the sky if you wanted to. But for practical reasons, I'm thinking this will be something that goes probably 3 or 4 stories. Go ahead and figure that out in your head, and then we're just going to go ahead and we're going to add these up to our desired height. Now we're going to grab an 8x2x1, and we're going to move that floor across. And this is going to keep your wheels from flying out of the track and sending your whole thing up into the air. I am not definitely speaking from personal experience. At this point in the build, you're going to want to start thinking about your cosmetics on the front side of this build. The issue is, you can see that you got half a block there, right? Be sure you don't encroach on that area. You're going to want to bring 2 blocks out, and that's going to show you where you can put your wall at. Okay, so we're going to use this beachy interior, and I'm going to show you the trick on how to place this. So we have our 2 sides over here. We can count that off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now we know we need half of that. 1, 2, 3. So now we know we're centered. And we're just going to push that back until it's red. And then we're going to pull it forward and it's green. And then we're going to go 1 more. That 1 more is always... Don't forget to do that. So now we have that placed down, and now we have the gap that we need. And on this one, you'll see that little piece up there. That little piece up there is what made this come out a little bit farther than your normal door. But if you use this method, you should be able to do any door you want. Here, let me show you this. All right, well actually, here, take a mental note of where that landed right there on that line. Okay. Okay, so here is the takeout burger piece, and you'll see that it's flat on this side, and then it has those little roof hinges on the top. So we're gonna put the flat side, for the sake of this experiment, towards the wall here. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna go in, and then we're gonna come out. It's green. One more, place. So as you can see here, this entrance here is half a block farther back than the other one. And the reason is because this had those little roof hinges on top, which actually like take up a half of a block. So if you do this method, you should be able to get whichever wall you're building with, or whichever doorway you're using, in the right place up front here. So we are not going to use the burger, so let me take that out real quick. And now at this point in the build, you're going to want to decide how much space you want between your floors. You could literally stack doors up on top of each other here if you wanted to. That's how precise this elevator is. That's why I really like this elevator so much, is because you could have a normal base and have one layer here, and then have your next layer up here. And so if this is the type of base you have, you can just, literally have 4 stories. You could literally have 4 stories next to each other this close, and you would be fine with this elevator. On some of the other designs that use rockets, it's so difficult to get that preciseness on your elevator lined up with each floor that you almost have to like have a dummy floor between each one. Here, let me show you over here. Like this. See how I have like a wall in between each floor here? A lot of elevator builds do this because you need to have space to slow down and speed up. Not with this build. This build, we're just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to show you guys how laser focused this build can be. Okay, so we got our front parts in here. Now we're going to come around to the back here. And we're going to get this pole centered. And we're going to count off, since you can only go 16, we're going to count off the edge of that white border. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Perfect. And now that means we need 8. Divide 16 in half. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we know that we're in the center. We're going to go forward till it's red. We'll pull it back till it's green. And then we're going to go one more. So we got our space. This is where the small wheels are going to go. So we're going to want to just go ahead and build this up to the same height as everything else. Now we're going to grab our small powered wheels. I'm going to save a lot of the technical stuff for chapter 2. But basically on this part, what you're going to want to do is put it centered on the pole like this. And you want to offset them about this much all the way up. If you put too many of these wheels on, it will cause your elevator not to want to flow correctly, because these little wheels are putting friction on the elevator itself. And this is part of what helps hold the elevator in place. So we want to be sure we have enough powered wheels on, but we don't want to put too many on, because it will really cause the elevator to struggle going up and down. Okay, so now at this point you have some options. We're going to put the seat, the motor, and the engine in. I'm going to put it in how I like it personally, but you guys can feel free to move things around as you want. Again, you may have to fine tune this a little bit to get it to work how you want it to work. But for me, I like to push the seat in, go 2 forward, and center that seat right there. The reason I like this is you're able to get in and out of the seat. If you put the seat too far back, you'll have problems. And we're going to center a power engine right here in the middle. And now we're gonna grab our balloons, and I personally like to put 4 balloons over here on each side. Now on this back part, the back wall is gonna weigh a little more than the front because you got a door up front. So what I like to do is I like to put 1 balloon there, and then I like to put this other balloon just back a little bit. That helps offset the extra weight that you have in the back of this. Now at this part of the build, we're going to check our tires. We want to be sure the tires are rotating into their given walls so that they're going up. You do not want your tires fighting against each other. And I also have to say, at this point, you may have to log out and log back into your game. Okay, for us, the tires are working, that's great. But I have found at times that I have had to log out. Now that we've confirmed that the wheels are working, now we can punch, not pick, these foundations out. And now for the cosmetics, you can surround this thing. Do not, just be careful that you don't accidentally go inside of this wheel house, because that will cause problems with the wheels. So you just want to be sure that any walls or any building that you do is always around the perimeter of what you already have built. Install a ladder back here so that you can get up here and put in power cells. If you do find that your elevator is rising up into the air, remove balloons, and if you find that it is not going up quick enough, add balloons. Once it's down here, you can now jump on, and let me show you the precision of this thing. Why I think this is just a really good elevator. You cannot do this with rockets. I mean, maybe you could if you're really good with the on and off, but you throw that rocket and it just goes into the air. But with this, you literally can go to each of the levels that you want, jump off, go out, and be on the level that you're looking to be on. Chapter 2. Let's talk about these little wheels and these medium wheels. So when I was building this, I found that these little medium wheels here at times would do some weird things. Let me show you. And if I get on the seat here, you guys see how they're working. Everything is working great. They're spinning. Everything's wonderful. And then you come down here and you remove this. And then this drops. So now when you jump up here, you notice that, two of your wheels stopped working when they slid down the wall. So this was a very big problem that I kept running into. So if you run into this problem, what you're going to want to do is log out, log back in. So yeah, now all the wheels are working and everything is good to go. And this trick here took me a couple of hours to figure out. And you know what doesn't take a couple hours? Hitting that like button and subscribe button if you have found anything helpful in this video up to this point. So that should help you guys if you're building anything with these medium tires, or even if you build that elevator that I showed you and you have issues, logging out, logging back in should repair or hopefully take care of some of those issues. Now, these small tires. Oh, Mr. Small Tire. These things hold things in place. This here has like a friction, an invisible friction in the front of it. And you can really adjust things moving up and down at a different speed using these little tires. And I did a lot of testing. I put some of these tires half a block forward, and then some of them I had like tires every single space. And what I found was the tires do a good job. So you have to definitely be careful, and you have to measure. You have to have a balanced measurement when it comes to using these and placing these. And for me, as you can see in this design here, I have 3 tires in each doorway, so that the space between is empty to get momentum and speed, so you get this elevator going up as fast as possible. But then when you get to this floor, these small tires engage on the back of the elevator booth, and it locks you into place so you can leave your elevator here. You do not have to have power to these. These just naturally have that friction to them. So you'll notice there's no power at all going to these. On this build, you cannot move this up and down because these are also power wheels. But if you were to do some modifications, which I may do on another build, you could use these small wheels to move your elevator up and down. But then you would have to use rockets on the elevator to move the elevator up and down. And that brings me to chapter 3, which is this elevator design right here. This elevator design comes from Bakinico. There will be a link to their video in the description. And be sure to go over there and check out their channel. In their video, it's a silent video, so there's not step-by-step process of walking you through the build. And so I had to like figure some things out, and I thought, you know what, let me show you what I had to figure out. So that when you go over to their video and watch it and build this in your world, that you'll be able to not have to, so you'll have the resources to be able to build this successfully. One of the things that you can't really clearly see in their video is the spacing of these boards in relation to the boards in front of it. When you get to this point in the video, you're going to need to grab a 2x2x12 rustic pillar, and then you're going to come in and you're going to have this turn red, and then you're going to pull it into green, and then you're going to pull one more out, and then you're going to do the same over here, red and then green, and then place. And so you're just basically doing that same trick I showed you guys over there, and then your other one just snaps into it. So if you guys do this right, you should have a space on both sides like this, and then you're just going to go ahead and you're going to build this up. And now at this part of the build, you're going to be putting on small simple tires. And in their video, and being a YouTube content creator, you don't see the minute to 5 minutes of me trying to fight this thing into turning green. And in their video, it's like pop, 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 and it's not an issue. And on some of them, it's not an issue. Like this one over here, I don't think it's an issue. Oh, see, look, that one was really easy. Bam, green, perfect. Easy, simple, snap it in. Over here, this thing will not turn green to save your life. So let me show you this here real quick. So let's put this one in. Bam, green. Okay, that one's in position. If you grab a rustic pillar and you move it back and snap it in like this on that edge so it's flush, you can now grab your small simple tire, and now you can work it in so that it's green. Bam. This right there is going to help you build this and save you so much struggle in trying to get these things to turn green. And trust me, I know I get the comments a lot in my videos saying, hey, I can't get the tire to turn green. So I know this will be a big help to anyone who's building this. But as far as this goes, that's all I'm going to show you, because I really, really want you to go over to their channel and check out their builds. But with that being said, guys, if you could do me the biggest of favors, hit that like button on this video, and be sure you're subscribed and that notification bell is hit for more videos like this when they come out. And as always, by God's grace, have a great day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!